Welcome and join your blended family, all the B-fams out there. Today we are puzzled.
Perplexed.
Very. And that is going to be for a very unique episode that's going to happen today. Right now it's happening. So we are going to just be puzzled together. And we're going to figure out what in the world that even means. So I hope you're intrigued, because I am, to figure out what about to happen. Did you catch that one? What about to happen?
I'm frozen.
You're frozen?
The weirdest intro ever.
Well, there you go. You know it's going to be good now, so everybody stay tuned.
All right, now that y'all are so puzzled, because that's the state of mind Randall was trying to get you in, it is a fun Friday, and we're sharing a date idea.
This is a date
Something
idea.
that you can do. And our date ideas, sometimes they are very specific to the married couple. We tell you ahead of time when those are the things that can only be really between husband and wife.
But
And
that's
then
not it.
most of these ideas you can take and you can use them as an entire family date hangout idea. You can do it as a couple. You can use this as something where you are connecting with one-on-one with one of your kids specifically. So it just depends. And this is one of those really cool things that when you find a common interest, like you find me and my stepchild, we both love to solve problems. We both love to try to figure things out. This date is one of the perfects
It
for
is
you.
the perfect states that's out there for use. It really is a flexible date. This is one that you can take any different way with any relationship, or it can be done as a family in whole. I know we're tiptoeing around this because we're keeping you intrigued. Like, what in the, just say it. But we're getting there.
We actually said it multiple times. We've already said it.
And that's the cool thing about it.
100 times.
And this is almost like the gift that keeps on giving. This could be the date that keeps on dating. So it could even be that as well.
You and your
one-liners. We're gonna explain that I am a dad, and so I think dads just come with one-liners, and it's a prerequisite. There's a handbook and everything, but this is a date that is just, it's fun.
Let's tell them
But
already.
it is puzzling. It is puzzling. Do y'all know what it is? Did I say it enough?
I think you said it enough.
Did you get it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I got it the last podcast recording.
That's an inside joke, and we'll bring you on the inside with us. We were doing we were getting ready to do one of the podcasts, and we started it. I was doing one. I was doing one podcast.
He was recording
and
your first date, recreate your first date. I thought we were doing the
doing
puzzle.
the other one.
And so he's talking, I'm talking, and then we realize we are doing
We're talking on two different wavelengths here. So we caught that one, and now we're not as confused. We're still a little puzzled in this one, but that's okay.
Yes. So this date, if you have not caught on already, is doing a puzzle together. And I know what you might be thinking, because sometimes we talk about we pick these dates that are a little outside of the box, and then this one's inside
the box that you pull outside of the box.
Yes, and it's one of those things that's so inside the box, not literally, but you may have created some fond memories growing up if you're someone who is a puzzle lover. Like for me and my grandma would spend our weekends working on a puzzle together. We loved them so much that we would sit around. She had this card table that we would pop out between the two recliners. And we would sit there, we would watch Lifetime movies or Hallmark movies and just put this puzzle together. And it was like something of anticipation, because we couldn't finish it all, of course, in one setting. But the next time I would come over, we would work on it some more until we got it to the point where we had a complete puzzle. So that's where my joy and my love comes from. But as an adult, you don't really think about, we don't really have the time to sit down and put together a whole puzzle.
It is. It's that challenge. And I know that we've done that from time to time. And every time we do it, we're like, this is fun. But before we even really start diving in, because we're going to give some ways that you can make this happen, some unique things. And, we got a few ideas to really throw at you. But I have to know first, everybody listening, do you start with the outside or do you start with the inside?
Outside. Always.
Outside always for you?
100%.
100% always for her. So she's an outsider.
Because, I mean, it's just easy. You get to pull all the edge pieces out. It makes sense. What about you?
Yeah. I'm an outsider too. I do the border. I always go for the border first. I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah.
Unless the puzzle has like a really predominant picture or something.
Like if there's like a bunch of yellow, then you can just pull out all the yellow pieces and start putting them
Either
together.
that or maybe it's got a picture of a face or something and you're recognizing those as you're pulling them out.
Oh, those are really hard for me to recognize.
Yeah. But yeah, if there's something recognizable, then I might go inside first. But most of the time, I start with the outside, the border first. Yeah. I'm an outsider.
Yeah, there's definitely a right way to put together a puzzle, and it's our way.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can only
open
do
it up. You open it up. You prop your picture box up, and then you dig in, start pulling out all the outside pieces. Then you discard all the extra pieces into a box, and then you work together at putting the outside.
That's the only way to put a puzzle together. So if you're doing it any other way,
it's
wrong.
like the whole toilet paper debate. If you
It's
go over
wrong.
versus under, it's just not right.
Just kidding. You can put a puzzle together however you want. But what is even cooler, here's another idea of doing a puzzle when you have never seen the cover. Have you ever tried that one before to where you have never seen the cover of the puzzle? And you could do that many ways, right? You could get, okay, so now we're just talking about this.
I know we haven't even got them into the tips, and we're giving them like
okay,
pro.
so
like
I'm just ready to throw it
jumping
all
on
out there because I'm telling you, these are going to be some really cool ideas. You can have so much fun with your family. You can have so much fun together. So it really is it. We're going to get puzzled together.
But now I want to do that date. Will you go buy a puzzle? Because I don't know that you've ever bought us a puzzle. I'm usually the puzzle buyer. Or,
that is true.
Will you do that and bring just a puzzle that has no cover, and can we put it together and it'd be a surprise?
I think that would be really cool to do that. But I would.
Could you get it where like you make it yourself? You get it made and it says like, "Will you marry me?"
Oh,
Like I mean, we're already married, but like it has a secret message written in it.
Oh,
I mean, now I know. Now I have high expectations.
And we love this because this gets just the creative juices flowing. But I'm even thinking like maybe if you had a destination vacation for your family and you had a puzzle made or something, and then you're putting the puzzle together as a family, and once you get it, it's like Hawaii or
Disneyland.
Name your favorite place, and that's what it is, and then you come lay some tickets down or something, be like, boom, here, this is where we're going. Wow, that's cool. That's a great idea. We just thought of that one on the fly. So there you go, man. Okay, so
back to this episode.
Back to this episode. Now we're gonna get really we're gonna throw some easier things that you can do with puzzles and how you can make this real fun for you and your family. But as one of the things and why we're bringing this up is I think this is one that gets overlooked a lot. Mm-hmm. And you don't think about it, but this is, our kids, we talk about that shoulder to shoulder conversation. Our kids get really intimidated if we're face to face trying to talk through life, talk through problems, especially the older they get, the more intimidating it can be. And puzzles are a good way for you to be able to work on things and then be able to talk life. That's one of the great things about puzzles is as you're doing this, you're talking. You got your phones down, you got the TV off, and you're just enjoying finding these things. Oh, I got this one. Oh, I got that one. And then you're talking about life as you're searching and looking for puzzle pieces.
Sometimes it is like silence for a while. And I think that's the good thing about puzzles and the beauty in it is because it is a lot of times when we're we want to have these deep conversation with our kids and we're looking at them, you ask them a question. How was your day today? Fine. It was okay. Good. Whatever. They have this quick answer. We don't really sit in silence a whole bunch, right? But this gives us that moment when we come together and we're working on the puzzle. You might be concentrating and it's giving your kids, because your kids, their wheels are spinning, and they're like, sometimes it takes them a little bit to like even work up the nerve to say certain things or ask things and give you ideas of things to say. And so as you're sitting there and these things come up, you're able to talk about these topics, but you're not staring at each other.
Yeah. You're
looking down. And so as you're talking, you're able to just not even have that like, you know how your kids say something and you have that like look like, oh crap, what is, oh goodness. Like,
You're doing what?
yeah, you have like this reaction, but this you're like looking down. And so you could just keep on like, and it gives you a minute just to process.
That is true. And there's so many good things with puzzles, and it's not, it's just something fun and something different to do. But, okay, so that's it. Now let's talk about the different aspects of puzzles, because I think a lot of times we get just, the ordinary 200, 300 piece puzzles in our head. Well, that's a puzzle and that's what we have to do. But there are so many different types of puzzles with so many different types of puzzle pieces. So it really depends on the age of your kids.
Yeah.
Maybe you are getting smaller amount of puzzle pieces, or you're getting a larger amount. And then they even have like 3D puzzles. I've seen the ones to where like you're building towers and stuff from it.
Yeah,
There's
there
all
are
different
some super
kinds.
cool ones. I remember when I was younger, one that my aunt had bought me and my grandma to do together, and they weren't your typical puzzles that have the like pieces that link together. They just sat next to each other, and I hated that puzzle. It was like so hard. I never completed it, and that's like in the back of my mind of something I failed at. So don't do that.
Yeah, don't get that one.
No, unless you're really. But I remember. Do you remember this? We got like one Christmas for Devin. It was like the globe.
Yes.
It was so
That was a challenge.
hard. It was so challenging. But to come together and work together and try to figure it out is just really cool for the family to be able to do that.
You're problem solving in a sense whenever you kind of do some of those different style puzzles that are out there. So it really is, don't just think normal puzzle, which those are great. And we've done quite a few of those. They're real fun to do together, but there are different types, and that kind of brings that different aspect to it.
And depending on the amount of time you have too, like if you're going to try to finish this puzzle in the amount of time that you have the kids with you for the weekend, then get something smaller, that 200-300 piece, nothing more than like 500 piece puzzle, so that y'all can work on that together. But if it's something that you want to create that anticipation, like I was saying, my grandma and I would have, if you have the ability to come back to it, then leaving that out and getting that bigger puzzle. So it's like, ooh, I can't wait to come back and do the puzzle.
And then another idea is where you get the puzzle at.
Hang on, we'll be right back.
It's time to have some more blended family fun. Yeah, are you ready?
What was that?
I've been really working on this song. What do you think?
Sure. It's great, babe.
Well, it goes along with how to enjoy your blended family. The 5 dates to discover fun in your step family, the greatest thing since sliced bread for blended families.
Okay, I get it now. I feel your excitement, but why don't you tell them about it instead of singing it to them?
Wow, okay, shut me down. Why don't you? All right, let me try. When you have more fun together, you see less blended family drama. But we can get so caught up in life and problems that we miss out on really enjoying our family. So we'll walk you through 5 dates where you'll discover more fun your family loves and have a great plan to keep it going. How's that?
Pretty good. Short and sweet. I know that got them way more excited about all the fun possibilities they can experience with their family than your song did.
What? Seriously?
Well, you could have also told them that it not only creates more fun in their whole family doing this, but it also adds more fun in their marriage and gives them new ways to connect with their kids individually. It's also great for building that step-parent relationship. You could have said all that too.
I don't think you really appreciated all the work that I put in on that song.
Anyways, How to Enjoy Your Blended Family, 5 Dates to Discover Fun in Your Step Family is available for you today. Discover more fun and you'll see less problems. The link to get started is in the show notes of this episode.
Have more fun with your blended family and go on these 5 dates today. You'll be so glad you did. Yeah, yeah.
Really? You had to go there again. Let's get back to this episode.
So maybe you are out on vacation or you're in a new place and you can get a puzzle or something around that area. So you're kind of keeping that in mind, That way, when you come back home and later when you do that, you're remembering those times. You're talking about, hey, you remember when we got this puzzle and where we were at? Then you can start talking about that place and recreating some of those old fun memories. So that's another idea of, where you can get the puzzle. Now, maybe you don't want to go buy a puzzle. We know that the libraries, you can go rent puzzles as well.
You can rent and even buy from the library. Sometimes they have like little dollar sections and stuff, so you can buy them from there. You can get them from garage sales. You can trade like with other friends or family that do puzzles. You can trade, so it doesn't have to cost, or you can actually just pay for the puzzle. But like Dollar Tree has puzzles for $1, well, $1.25 now, but you can get like one of the smaller 500-piece puzzles and have that to do together for so cheap. It does not have to cost much money at all to do this.
And some of the fun ideas with this. So we were kind of talking about being able to do a puzzle without seeing the cover. Maybe you have a few puzzles at home. You take those puzzles, get you a Ziploc bag or something like that, and take one of the puzzles, put it in a Ziploc bag, and do that with a few of them. Then you can mix them up, put the boxes away, and then just come plop one out. You're not going to know what the cover is or what puzzle this is.
Oh, okay.
Especially if you've had the puzzle for a while.
I thought you were saying mix all the pieces. I was like, that's a nightmare.
No, that would be, could you imagine having like 2,000
or
3,000
start
puzzles?
A family war.
You're trying to, that is like a leveled up puzzled right there. Take 2 puzzles, put them in a big Ziploc bag and plop it on the table, and then y'all have to, you have to build 2 puzzles, but first you have to figure out which puzzle piece goes where.
You're taking it too far.
Oh my goodness, that would be a long time trying to do that one. But you could do maybe the shorter puzzles, maybe the smaller piece puzzles or something like that.
Maybe with something smaller. But one of the things that we like to do here around the holidays, and our kids are older, so we're not dealing with like little hands, and if you have animals and stuff, it doesn't work quite as well. But just taking a puzzle and putting it on one of your tables or surfaces that you don't, like we have our breakfast table and our like more formal table, putting the puzzle out in the middle of that and just leaving it there. Or we've had it where we even just had it on our coffee table before we had the cat, because once we got the cat, then she likes to get up there and mess with stuff. But having that there, so when people just have free time throughout the day or the evening, like it's winter vacation or summer vacation, and then you come and people are just sitting around working on it. So you might get one-on-one time with your spouse at some point. You might get one-on-one time with one of your kids or 2 of your kids. I remember me and the kids like staying up like an extra 2 hours because we thought we were so close. We thought we were going to have it done, and it just was taking longer than we thought. And so it was like going into the wee hours of the night. But that was a bonding moment for us.
And that's what, earlier I was saying the date that keeps on dating, but whenever you can put it out on the table, it's always there and you're coming back to it. And normally when you see one person over there putting the puzzle together, you want to go over there too. It's like, let me go help out. And we've done it before to where we had it at the dinner table, and during dinner time we would put that together, like once we're eating or we're done eating.
Yeah.
And that was just like a little time that we had together doing that. But when we're doing things like that, we would put a piece of cardboard. We'd put a piece of cardboard down and build it over the cardboard. That way, we learned this one the hard way. Yeah. Because if you need to move it for some reason, like people were coming over or something like that, then now you can pick the whole thing up and you're not having to break it back down. But you can move it maybe in your bedroom, set it on the bed or whatnot. But that always helps you be a little more flexible when you are doing this over a period of time. And maybe it's one of those that you've got your kids every other week or something. So you start it one week and then you're able just to let it sit until the next week when they come back. And then y'all pick up where you left off and add it that way.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too that if your kid has a special interest in something, so the puzzle is the thing you're doing together, but say your kid loves dinosaurs or princesses or something, and you're getting a puzzle that has that thing on it, so it's still drawing in that special interest that child has, but it's giving y'all a function or something to do together around that. And then afterwards you just get you some Mod Podge if you want to keep it. I mean, you can, obviously, if you can't, you might not want to have puzzles hanging all over your house. I've known some people, but
Maybe you got a special puzzle though that you're like, we want to keep this one.
Yeah, it has. I mean, we've done that because we bought one, like Randall would say, we were on vacation. We were in New Braunfels. It was like an old school toy store, and it had like a 70s, 80s toys. And our kids were in that like retro stage of their teenage years. And so those are the things that like just spark their interest. And so we worked on that one Christmas, and then we Mod Podged it and hung it up.
And for you who don't know who Mod Podge is.
You can't even say Mod
I can't even say Mod Podge. Yeah, it's basically just puzzle glue. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But you put that, you just paint it on there with a little brush or a cloth or whatever, and it sticks everything together. Let it dry, then you can frame it.
And
you
it's
can
clear,
frame
yeah.
it, or you could actually just hang it on the wall. We had ours just hanging on the wall like that.
Yeah.
So many ideas.
Yeah, so
for the
many, but
puzzle.
I really want to go back to the very first one because I've never done that. So if you could please make that happen. If you could
Okay.
make it a destination and we're going to
That
some
would
sort
be
of
really
tropical
cool.
island,
I just gave someone a really awesome idea
I'd
on that one.
sign up for that.
Yeah. So that's going to be like a Christmas present to somebody's family right there.
You are welcome.
They're going to be, bam. You get a puzzle and they're like, really? Seriously? A puzzle?
Like,
And
this is what, the ungrateful kid, this is what you gave me for Christmas
this is
as
what you
a
gave me for
puzzle.
Christmas. Golly. Do you even love me? So, it could be one of those. And then if that's how they approach it, then you're like, yep, taking the tickets back.
Yep, just this, but me and Dad, we're going, no, just kidding, don't do that. That's bad parenting advice.
Sure. But that is just fun, and hopefully this has sparked some ideas for you that you can go, and this is something, like we said, a cheap date idea that you can have with the whole family, with each other, with maybe you and your bonus kids or you and your biological kid. It could be with any one of those relationships or all of them together. But use a puzzle. Go out there and get a puzzle and y'all put it together. Get creative. Let it spark conversation. Let this be a bonding moment that you're having together. And watch the sparks fly as everyone is puzzled.
And then post it on social media and at us, okay? Which at Enjoying Your Blended Family or hashtag Enjoying Your Blended Family. Let us see your complete puzzle.
I would
see it.
love to see that.
Yeah.
If we just had like blended family puzzles all over the bam, bam, bam. Here's a puzzle here.
And I do just really, last before we wrap it up, but I do just love the visual of putting a puzzle together and how it is similar to family, specifically blended families, because there are so many ways that you can tackle it, even though I said the right way. Of course, stepmom would say that there's only one way to do it, right? But there are different ways that you can approach it. You're using strategy and then, you're making it all fit together. And then you're working together, but you can also
Section it off.
which is what we typically, will do, whatever side you're on, or you see a color, or like Randall was saying, like some sort of picture theme, and you're pulling all those pieces. And then all of those pieces come together and you fit it together just right to make this beautiful picture. And what an illustration. Now it's giving me a whole idea, like, you can take your family picture and send that off to be made into a puzzle. Because I have seen that before. That there is a company,
cool.
but then you're bringing it all together and making this beautiful picture out of it, and that is blended family life right there.
That would be really cool. Like everybody's starting to put it together. Nobody knows what this puzzle is because they didn't see the cover, and it ends up being a photo of them. Whoa.
So cool.
That is just boom, mind blown right there. We got to do that one. I love it. So great ideas. So basically all we're saying, BFAM, is get puzzled. Just go get puzzled. It's so worth it. It's good. Good stuff. So listen.
Oh, he loves his titles.
I do. Puzzled. That one's a good one. That one's sticking. I could just everybody talking. Puzzled. Did you get puzzled today? Yeah, I was so puzzled, man. So yeah, it's good conversation. Listen, we love you, BFAM, and we will see you on the next one. Later, guys.
Bye. Thanks for joining us today. We hope this episode has been a blessing and encouraged your family journey.
Make sure you stay connected with us and join our weekly Blended Family newsletter. We send an email out every Friday morning full of support and encouragement.
And when you join, we also want to give you a free gift. So go get yours today. The link is in the show notes below.
Have an amazing day. Remember to enjoy the journey with your blended family, and we'll see you on the next episode.